Welcome to the Total Boss Podcast, and I'm your host, Christiano Green, a podcast where we talk about finding fulfillment through self-development, being a leader of your own life, and getting the most out of it as well. Tenacity, originality, talent, authenticity, and being legendary. It's all about living your best life. Hello, all you total bosses out there, and welcome to another episode of the Total Boss Podcast. I am your host, Christiano Green, and I am a gay men's relationship coach, helping gay men to have and find long-lasting love into their life. So I wanted to jump on to this week's podcast episode and really talk about how you can get a better online dating profile for yourself. What are some of the things to look out for when it comes to creating your profile, and how are you going to get yourself more dates? Because, I know so many gay men out there are looking to find a partner, looking to find someone to connect with, and are trying to move away from just wanting to have online sex. Online sex turns to real sex, hopefully. But, a lot of gay men trying to find a partner and move away from just hooking up, was what I was trying to get at before. So, I know there's so many apps out there, and, Grindr, Scruff, a lot of those apps, are basically focused on hooking up, right? Those are the kind of apps that are more hookup apps than dating apps. So it's also first thing to really think about is, what is the app that you're going on? What are the things that you're using currently that lead to you getting the right result? Because when it comes down to it, if you're on a hookup app trying to find a relationship, it's not impossible. I met my partner on a hookup app, but I know for a lot of gay men it doesn't happen that way. So thinking about where you are, what you're using, what's your ulterior motive, that'll be a great start. So if you're really looking for a relationship, I know there's Hinge, I know there's Tinder, Bumble. Those are some of the ones that are more for dating, right? There's quite a number of them that you can use, but when it comes down to it, those are probably some of the key ones that are more, looking for relationships. Of course, on there are still people who are trying to hook up and do all that stuff, but it's more aimed at really trying to get to know people than, the old Grindr, which is all about what do you look like, how far away are you, is it going to work, are we going to have a good time, that kind of thing, right? So really thinking about that is a key thing, right? I've been, I was online dating since I was 21 years old. That's when I came out. And at that time, online dating was really the primary option for gay men to meet other gay men. Of course, over time, there are always more options to meet people, but that was really the one that was my go-to dating method, right? And really my preference when I was online dating was really to try to connect with the gay men, because at that point, I didn't really have any friends. I didn't have any social circles. I had gone to, one or two gay clubs in my life, really didn't have much of a experience. So if I was trying to meet other gay men to then go out and meet more gay men, etc., online dating was the place for me to be. And of course, back then, there wasn't Grindr, there wasn't Tinder. It was all like, online via like different other apps. I'm trying to think of them, like man.com or, things like that for gay men. So, there wasn't apps is what I was trying to get at. It's more of a website you'd meet people on, right? So really now there's so many options, right? But sometimes that can be overwhelming, right? So you've got to really look at what are some of the things that you can do to really make the most of your profile online. So really something I would start with is really looking at your the photos that you're posting, because of course for gay men are extremely visual. So single gay men need to take the time to choose their pictures wisely, because really creating an attractive gay dating profile is going to start with having really good photos. So how you present yourself online is going to influence how attractive a person actually finds you. It isn't just about someone judging your face, your abs, your physical features, right? Your body, right? What people like and dislike. Online daters are really going to be getting a peek into your personality and into your world, aka your life. So really, here are some ways to make sure that you are going to be sending out good vibes and showing who you are in your, gay online dating profile. So number one is really think about cropping out your friends from the photos. You should really always be the focus of your online dating photos. What if the guy, you swipe right on actually finds your friends more attractive than you? Do yourself a favor and crop your photos of other people in the shot. I found that group photos can often become blurry, or by the time you crop yourself, you can barely be seen. So if someone needs a magnifying glass to find you, chances are they've already made up their mind. Most people make up their mind within the first, few seconds. You've really only got 5 seconds to grab someone's attention. So really use that time tactically and strategically. So that's number one. Number two is be aware of distractions. Really take into consideration your surroundings in a photo and keep unnecessary distractions out of the frame. It could be your new baby, nephew or niece. It could be one of those, crazy kooky cocktails that's in your hands. Or, it might be the gorgeous mountain landscape that's behind you. These things can really draw the eyes away from you. You then become the afterthought. So consider presenting yourself in more neutral and less busy backgrounds so you are the center of attention, right? Next one is when you're getting yourself ready for your photos, make sure that you're wearing clothes that make you feel confident. Some guys, appear way too casual looking in their photos, and that can be really off-putting. It sometimes can show that, they aren't really clearly trying to make a good first impression. Guys can't just roll out of bed in pajamas and expect to be, one of the hottest guys in Grindr. There's just too much competition. So if you want to get noticed, lose the sweatpants and up your photo game. This is especially important if you're serious about finding a gay partner and trying to get people to connect with you on Hinge or Tinder or Bumble or whatever it is that you're using, right? And when it comes to choosing clothing for a photo, try to avoid things such as hats and sunglasses. You really want your face to be clearly visible. We know the eyes are, the window to the soul. So if someone can't get a sense of your energy, then that may turn them off before they even read your bio. And I always, felt suspicious of someone who seems to be hiding what they're looking like. It's not a good way to impress a potential match. And oftentimes it shows a lack of confidence. Maybe it shows some insecurities. That's why your profile are all showing, you in glasses, you in hats, right? Show yourself off, but show who you are underneath all of that, right? Now, and of course, going out being you and your style might mean you have glasses and hats on. But it's just about thinking about what is the impression people see of you, right? Like, maybe save the hat or the glasses for the first date, right? But allow people to see who you are underneath, because that's really what people are trying to connect with. That's what I'm trying to get at. Next one is know the power of your smile. Your smile is actually your secret weapon in the online dating scene, right? Now, you don't have to have $1 million smile to attract a match. You just have to look friendly and approachable. It's not about being a model. It's about being comfortable and happy in your own skin. And your smile is going to portray that. Years ago, I dated this guy who was self-conscious about his smile, so he didn't smile much in photos. I actually thought he had a nice smile. However, this person suffered from a lack of self-confidence, and then it ended up being a complete turn-off, to me as well. So that these things can happen, and you might really relate to that yourself from the dating experiences you've had in the past as well. Next one is you want to really show off the facets of your personality. Men can attract interesting and lively dates when they show off their hobbies and interests in photos. I know I was always attracted to such men. Photos of you on a hiking excursion or at a wedding are examples of great gay dating profile pictures. When I was working as a professional, in my career right now, my clients often told me they wanted to date a man who looked good in a suit, but also felt comfortable in jeans and t-shirt. So it's showing that versatility as well, but making sure that you can utilize it in some photos that are from specific events would be good, right? The goal is to show that variety. Are you in a gay sporting team, right? Do you play sports, right? Show us a photo of you in your uniforms, right? Do you like to dance? Have a friend take a picture of you on the dance floor. Just be sure that you don't have a drink in your hand in every single photo, because for some people that can be really a red flag, right? Just be cautious of what are the things, like I said, those distractions, right? Because if you've got them in everyone, some people are going to notice that, and they're going to be like, okay, this guy is just a party animal. And maybe you are. So if you want to show that off. But like, just be aware that that's how other people can see it. Because again, you think of your photos in a certain way, and people who know you might think of you in those in the similar ways. But think of someone who's never met you before looking at these photos. What are the impressions going to be? That's what you want to come across and think about as well. Another thing to take into account is avoiding too many shirtless photos, right? It's super important to distinguish yourself between a dating profile on a relationship site and a sex ad on a hookup app, right? There is a time and place for both, but gay men need to be clear about their intentions so they know which photos to use. Remember, gay men can be very quick to judge. We all know that, and we've all probably been a part of that. So be careful how you present yourself. If your catalog of photos are just a bunch of shameless, shirtless selfies, most gay online daters aren't going to take you seriously. They're going to treat you as a sex object. Men who want to be taken seriously keep their shirts on for photos. Maybe they add one bathing suit pic, think about that, right? If there's 5 in there or 7 photos, whoever, maybe just have one, right? And then, position themselves so their body shape is apparent, but it isn't the only attractive part of their photo. So really, like I said, it's about that variety, right? Variety is the spice of life. Now, finally, this is something that so many people get caught up in. And I can tell you, I've been a victim of this so many times in the past. Keep the selfies to a minimum. A lot of selfies will place the focus on your nose or your forehead, and also they don't provide a lot of context for someone looking to get to know you. Selfies can be seen as contrived and narcissistic in the swiping scene. So think about how you would create a lasting first impression before, the advent of mobile technology. You actually had to try. You couldn't online date in your free time. You had to make a plan ahead of time. Selfies don't take a lot of effort, so they communicate that you haven't put much thought into the online dating process. It looks instead as you just, took a photo just for the sake of having a photo. Really choose photos that represent your style and your interests, right? If I had $1 for every time I heard a man say, I don't take too many photos, I would be a rich man. I hear this excuse all the time. It's really worth investing in making your photo collection the best it can be. Maybe that means hiring a professional photographer, though I would normally caution against that, right? You don't want everything to look so staged. It needs to be natural, right? Be careful about, using photo filters as well. You want to wow a man with your photos, but you don't want to seem too good to be true and set yourself up for disappointment when your date actually meets you, right? My favorite dating profile photos are the ones where a guy is out and about with friends or appears to be in his own natural environment. They're casual and they offer a window into what life with you would be like. Whenever I was actively single, I would ask my friends to give me their options or opinions on my dating profile photos. Does this photo look like me, I'd ask, or is this photo too much? Getting feedback from a friend is a great way to figure out if your photos are doing the job you want them to do. That's an important step if you want to make improvements and have the best gay dating profile pictures possible. So that's all we talk about when it comes to, updating your photos. So we've got really being aware to crop your friends out of photos, right? Maybe being aware that, not using photos with them where you have to do that might make it blurry. Number 2, be aware of those distractions. Don't have too many things that can draw the eye away from you. Wear clothes that make you feel confident and show your style as well. Know the power of your smile. That's important, right? Showing off the facets of your personality and the things that you do. Avoiding too many shirtless photos, keeping selfies to a minimum, and choosing photos that represent your style and interests. This is going to really take your dating profile to a whole new level, and it's going to start attracting people that you want to have dates with as well, right? So that's focusing on the photos. Now, when we talk about what you want to start putting into your profile that is going to attract people, right? We want to be focusing on being who we are, showing up authentically, and sharing stuff that is, about you. So here's an example that you might want to put down. Hi, guys. It's nice to meet you. My name's Christiano. Chris, if you're my mum. And I am a 36-year-old gay male, 5'11", 160 pounds, or 70 kilos, whatever you use, right? And if you know anything about the gay lingo, this should be familiar. I'm a mixture of masculine and feminine, and I'm athletic, right? I enjoy, going to the beach. I enjoy going to the gym, reading, the yoga, meditation, right? Hanging with friends, right? All these things, right? Whatever it is. And I spend most of my time working on my business where I'm a coach. I'm a relationship coach for gay men. And I love playing with my dog, and I don't go out partying too often, but I enjoy myself when I do. So think about that. Like, there's some stuff in there that you could be using. It's all positive, right? Now, think about it like this. You want to make sure that you're typing what you do want, what you are looking for, instead of the opposite, right? Two types of red flags that I see often when it comes to profiles are, right? First, we have the person who lists everything you must do to meet their standards, right? Think about something like this. It might be, I am an athletic jock looking for fun. You must spend 2 hours daily at the gym like I do. You must have a job. You must brush your teeth. You must practice ballet beneath the full moon when the new moon falls on a Tuesday, right? That's all about what you have to be in order to meet their standards, right? That's a red flag. So do not be putting stuff like that in your profile. Secondly, we've got the person who states everything he is not looking for. So, think about it like this. I'm not interested if you do not floss, if you do not go to the gym, if you smoke, if you sprinkle sugar on your morning coffee, right? Noticing all of these things, they're red flags, right? Both of them speak in ultimatum and mandates. And so we really become what we think about. So go back and read your profile. How are you coming across? Are you coming across like you're demanding of what you're looking for? Or are you coming across in positive affirmations of who you are and showing what you do like, right? The more positive you come across and the more real you are to who you are, means that people are going to be more positive when they're reading it, right? Think about this. If you talk about the knots, you're putting people into a negative spin when they see your profile. If you're talking about the positives, the joyous, people feel good when they read it, and they're more likely to, tap you, to swipe to you, to message you, right? So think about that when you're doing it. So being authentic, really stating it in the positive, and just being positive in general with it. So if you've got good photos, you've got a good profile, you are going to see a difference when it comes to attracting men and having more dates. I'd love to hear any questions or any feedback as always. So feel free to reach out to me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, wherever it is that you know me from, or comment below, right? Because I'm here to help you improve your dating life so you can get more dates and start to see more love in your life, because we want to attract and create the relationship that you deserve and allow you to have that relationship. So I'm going to leave it for this week. I trust this has been valuable. Feel free to share with me which one of those things was most valuable for you, which may be the thing you're going to start to implement straight away. And I really want to hear how the results go so that we can take it to the next level. All right, guys. Always remember, you've got this and I've got you. Bye for now.